Among many, many blessings that life has bestowed upon me, one surely is the presence of amazing friends. So when we get together, the conversation sometimes becomes so intense yet so inspiring that it simply has to be shared like this one. So, meet my friends. Sarah is a superbly talented designer and stylist. Uma is an absolute trailblazer working extensively for the weaving community and the cotton farmers of our country. And Jyoti, well, she's a darling, darling friend with such an amazing eye for beauty and real talent that it is sometimes a little unnerving.
Uma, good to have you back in Bombay.
Yes, I'm happy to be here too.
Okay. It's been what, about a year since
Yes.
last met you in Auroville also about 6-8 months ago.
True.
Yes. So what's new over there now? Besides the lovely things that I've seen from Banaras, the organic cotton.
From Banaras?
Yeah.
Yes, I've been working with weavers for the last 7 years.
And she has an entire range, not only sarees, but even lovely garments that they've designed out of the Banarasi fabric. Very basic, but the element of silk and Banaras comes out beautifully in those garments.
We have been advocating for people to have a piece of Banaras in their wardrobe. And Banaras being one of the oldest, second oldest city of the mankind, and being here, going through a lot of challenges, and I think it's very simple. If all of us patronize a weaver and consciously have a piece of a weaving community in our wardrobe, they're done, they're happy.
Yeah.
They're not expecting more than that. So be able to connect to that clothing is not a piece of the clothing, it goes somewhere and it connects to a culture and a life or a community. It's good to be conscious, and I'm very happy to be in that dimension, being connected to Banaras and taking Banaras pieces outside to the people.
Uma has created these beautiful scarves. Even the packaging is very attractive, and they work as lovely gifts too. I think that has reached out to quite a few people.
Thousands of people.
Yeah.
Thousands of people. And we did it as a corporate gift a couple of years back, and that gift project became a social project eventually, and it went to some 18 countries and many people, and each gift has a DVD and each has the story of the community. And people called back, they wrote, and very overwhelming response that they didn't know the piece of textile has such a depth and such a connection. So a lot of people begin working with Banaras.
I believe the Kerala government
Yeah.
to promote the weavers and to promote the Kerala sarees, the original Kerala sarees. I think the government, they have a rule where the ladies working in the government offices have to wear the Kerala saree once a week. So that that tradition is kept alive even there, because we are losing out to power looms.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of the weavers are like not wanting to continue that or pass it down to the next generation because of, again,
Lack of use.
lack of use, and also a lot of competition from the power looms. What they
No,
can
but that's
churn out,
pathetic.
what they can churn out in a day is compared to a power loom is
And I
very
think
different
people
and
are
cost.
not, and people are not aware. Like I met this weaver who does Bhagalpur weaves. So what do those clump of threads?
Yes.
So they said, people don't
defective.
buy because this is defective. I said, oh my God, this is the beauty of it. In my mind's eye, I can see some weaver changing their thread, and I said, if you go abroad and you show this, people will buy it like 10 times the price. Here, people say, "Nahi, isme to what
The slabs.
slabs." Sorry. So now gone. Imagine how I
You
think
actually
people
looked
don't
for that
have-
in Bhagalpur. Your Bhagalpur
Yes.
cottons used to look for
Yeah,
that.
that is original.
So when you ask me what is new, I am more into fashion communication and taking the story of how do we look at fashion in a new dimension, right? A slug is not a mistake, it's an honor, and it's a confirmation of something done by hand.
Absolutely.
And more I met people, there are very few people had seen a cotton flower, and how cotton blooms and what happens behind cotton, what is happening to the farmers in cotton. And when I myself have been going through this journey of working with the community in Banaras and then working with the farmers in South India, It's a world by itself. And not that we don't want to do anything, we simply are ignorant about many things, and I decided to talk about it. The empowering people to see the total picture. These people are very open.
They're very
And
open.
I think this part of the role of fashion is to talk about a complete story than just talking vanity and beauty, which we always we should do, and it will be like that, but present the deeper dimension, and that makes it all difference.
No, but even I would also think from the practicality angle, this kind of fabric is so suitable to our skin.
And to our climate.
To our climate,
Like we are
to our
dying right
skin.
now without it.
It's definitely more appropriate to it. And if it comes with a design element, it definitely works well for a much larger audience.
Very true.
And Uma, do you feel seeing the way you've converted the raw material coming from a certain weaver, a certain farmer, the way you've converted it into a certain design, which now takes it to a different level, does it make the weaver and a farmer more enthusiastic about creating more of this fabric, or more of their people coming back into the fold of things?
Beautiful question. It's very promising how the responses reaches them, and they're full of gratitude that they sell, no matter what they sell, but it gives them an extra pride if somebody buys a genuine product from them.
Okay.
And they also, recently I was sitting in last week with one of the master weaver, and he said, Abhi ye bana raha hu, so this is. I said, why are you making this? This is below your dignity. He said, iske liye karta hu. So he said that, and then he said, I showed him a sari, and he could not say, I'm so happy. He said, Dil garden ho gaya. And I just kind of, that was his way of appreciating. He could say that I'm so glad. He said, oh, Dil garden, oh, baag bhul ke bichara garden ho gaya. And it was, he said, this piece exists and I am asked to do that. It's my honor.
Something that he had created before.
It was so, for them, that the worshipping art is matters a lot. But just for the existence, they do a very cheap work. And they emotionally suffer. They suffer to do a cheap work. So if some of us, we buy a good product, we really encourage beauty to exist in many people.
We are also keeping that passion alive.
Exactly.
Yes.
It is
Their
very
enthusiasm.
They actually work truly out of work from their heart, and there's a lot of passion involved. And I think we have, all of us have slowly
killed that
killed that.
emotion, in fact.
You know, that
in
emotion.
them.
It's creativity, not just sitting mechanically and doing something.
Yes.
It's done from the heart. It's a process that just evolves naturally, and somehow with all this new age stuff that's going on, that bit of it is dead or dying. And that's great to hear that, you know, he feels that kind of emotion to say that garden, you know, I felt.
He was so full of gratitude, which was saying, दीदी आप ये काम करवा लो, मैं सब छोड़ दूँगा, मेरे से ये काम करवा लो, I'll leave everything. And he says, wow, such a conviction to the beauty and dedication, or rather this beautiful process of creating. They don't mind the pain of it. They're so happy.
No, but at a very, very lower level, I understand that. Like as a writer, you so want to do good writing.
Yes.
But then if people keep telling you, no, this is what you need to do, this sells, eventually
You're compromising.
It takes
You're
the joy out of.
There's no flow, I feel.
Yeah.
So
And the conviction is gone, the passion is gone, then you're just a machine. You're just doing.
If the part of community is, they just know it. They still really recognize their patrons who are appreciating their good work or right work. And Banaras, we did an art installation in Banaras, and I created a piece of textile, a very beautifully designed piece of textile in 5 different forms, and asked this question, and the installation's name was Where Are You? So the Banaras, which is same design, made in polyester by polyester.
Okay.
And the same was made by polyester by viscose, then it was made by polyester by silk, and then it was made by silk and viscose, and then it was made by silk and that real jerry, and that worked, same work, same color. And I said, which Banaras do you belong to?